So today we're going to be talking about, and I'm going to be demonstrating a quick demonstration on how to use the Myolift with the Anma lift to do your firming. Last week we talked about the whole rejuve setting and how we use that to redensify, firm the skin from the inside out, from the cellular level out. And now we're going to talk about using the educate mode and actually lifting and firming the skin. Okay, first of all, I'm going to get my hair out of my way. We are going to be doing a little bit of a cleanse first. Whenever you do microcurrent, you're always going to get a better result if you do a little bit of exfoliation. So this morning, and it doesn't have to be harsh, you know, it can be gentle. This morning I'm going to use from Sorella the apricot mango cleansing milk, and I'm going to mix it with the grapefruit polishing powder. This is going to give me a light exfoliation so that my microcurrent will be more effective. So I put some cleanser in my hand, I'm going to sprinkle in some powder. I'm going to get the other hand wet, and I'm going to make it into a nice paste, nice and moist. I'm going to use that to wash my face real quickly. Apricot mango, oh my gosh, it smells so good. Super hydrating. So right now in California, we're already experiencing summer. We had a really hot weekend and we had some wind. And so it was very drying. So in California, we're getting very dry out. So we're wanting to add more moisture to the skin. The way that we do that is not by adding oils to the skin, it's by adding water hydrators to the skin. So I'm going to be adding some of those before I do my microcurrent treatment, because doing microcurrent is going to help drive those good humectants and good ingredients deeper into the skin so that my skin is nice and plump and juicy again. So here we go, nice and cleansed. You can tell I spent a full 2 minutes cleansing my skin, because that is how you're going to get that skin to open up and really accept those serums and the water and different things that we're going to be putting onto the skin. Now I'm using a clean skin cloth. I'm going to use that to remove my cleanser and my polish. Okay, and then today for my conductive gel, I'm going to use the Michelle Corley Ultimate Hydration Gel, and I'm going to use Isocell Recovery Solution. I like this product because I don't have to rinse it off. I can leave it on once I've done my treatment and go about my day. It's also very hydrating and plumping. So I'm going to turn on my device. Got my Triwave here. Turn it on. Today we're going to be doing educate. So I'm hitting my educate button, and I'm just going to hit educate once. Oh, I hit it twice. Let me go back. Okay, I've got educate. I pushed it one time, which is 175, which is probably pretty good for my skin. I like less is more for me. If you use this too strong of a setting and your skin is jumping or you're feeling some tingling, that's not good for your skin. You want to be just under that. So you can play around with it and find your perfect setting. I find 175 to be just right. Now I have my little dish. I'm gonna put some gel in it. And section by section, I'm gonna start on the right side of my face and neck. Just applying my gel. Right over the lips. And then I'm going to give it a nice squirt with my Isocell Recovery Solution, because I want the skin to be really nice and wet. That's how you're going to get good conduction. So I've got my two little conductive pinkies, and I have them hooked in. I'm going to go ahead now and hit run, because it's been on pause on my device, and I'm going to check for conductivity. And so you can see the little bar at the bottom is solid, so I'm getting good conductivity on my skin. Now I'm going to go ahead and start doing lifting motions. So when I'm lifting through the neck area, coming up here, I'm going to start with a little generalized lift. And there's a nice counting to do with this. So you're gonna start at the bottom, lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you're doing lifting motions, you just want to do your motion 3 times. You can do a little more than that. It's not going to hurt you any. And if you have particular areas you want to work on, you can do it a little bit more. But really, just to get through the routine, you need 3 times. So I'm coming right up the side of the neck and I'm holding right up underneath my earlobe. Now I'm going to come to the jaw area and I'm going to pull it up to the earlobe. Now absolutely, if you want to do a little more work on your neck, you can come alongside your trachea and then pull up, and you can do using all the fingers. You can use your thumbs to do this. We're just working this side of the neck. And then we can come in and start working upward. The upward movement that we want is lifting this area, and then we're going to come over and lift it this way. So we're going to the horizontal, and then we're doing more of a diagonal lift. Depending on the size of your face, you can use the fingers. Let's start with those. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes you can tell. I do one or 2 times, just getting the feel for what I want to do. And then I come in and I do my holds. Kind of experimenting, see what's going to work for today. Seeing what that feels like, then come in and do your longer hold moves. Now, the beauty of using the Anma with your Myolift is that all of these are perfectly spaced. Your fingers are perfectly spaced apart. So if you just want to do some lifting on this jaw area, just do some holding right here. Now, one area that I'm careful that I'm not holding is this little muscle that runs from here to here, because this muscle for me, my frown, you can see when I do it, that's where I don't want to hold, because I want to do more lifting of, releasing and lifting of this particular muscle. So you can see when I'm here, I'm not on that little muscle. I'm more on those of the jaw area. Now I can come up, and we all want to lift those cheekbones up, so I can just come up here and do a hold on the cheekbones. Come above the eye, do a little holding up there, and now I'm getting some blinking. You can see on my unit, it's blinking. That means everything's just drying out a bit. So this is where I want to get more moisture on my skin. Before I go to just using my pinkies, I want to do a little work around the eyes using my fingers and my thumbs. I'm going to, with this one, use the 2 thumbs and 2 of the fingers. And I'm just lifting my eyebrow a little bit, setting this in here, and just doing a hold here. So we're energizing that entire orbital muscle that circles around the eye. I can come up and I can use my little fingers. Yes, I have good conductivity, and do a little lifting with all the fingers on this area. I can sweep up. I also can do on this side of my face, I can do a little work around this area here and working on my nasolabial fold. I can create this snarl. You guys can see that. And that's a hold. Three times. And then coming up. Now let's use the pinkies on this side of the face. These are my pinkies. These are the conductive balls that hook into your unit. And we can take these and we can do some lifting around the eye area with these as well. I'm gonna put a little bit of gel with a little bit of isocell into my little dish, just for getting around the eye area so I don't get it in my eyes. It doesn't feel good in the eyes. And let's come in here and let's do some lifting on the eye area. Now the top pinky is going to be my black pinky, is only resting up here. It's not pressing down, it's just resting. And then the red pinky is what is doing that lifting motion. And so you can see I'm working my way along my brow and I'm doing a count of 5 in my head. So let me do it out loud with you. So I'm out on the outer edge, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come more outer quarter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come up under here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Working my way back. So I've done that 3 times on that side of my eye. Looking pretty good. I like it. Now the lip area. This is where I also like to get my pinkies active. On the lips. May as well do the lips all at once here. So I can come in, I can do my lifting in this area for that nasolabial fold. That kind of snarl movement. Getting a nice pinch in there. And I can come in here and I can work this entire lip line. Again, in my head, I'm counting to 5 in each spot. Switch sides here. Looks pretty good. Think you like that? How that lifts and plumps outside of the lip? Let's get a little more on the bottom lip here. Let's do the same thing down here. Checking my conductivity, and it's really good. When you're using the pinkies, the conductivity is really great. There's not so much of an issue. Of losing that conductivity. Okay, I just like these. Feels so good. Okay, so we've done one side of the face. Looks pretty good. I've got a well-defined cheekbone. My lips are plumper here. The eye is looking more awake. I'm going to come back at the end and do a little bit more on this eye because this is the droopy eye. Nobody is balanced and perfect. Sides are never symmetrical, and that's okay. That's part of being human. But let's go ahead now and apply conductive gel to the other side of the face and neck. Hopefully you guys have your Anmas out and your Anma lift and your Triwave, and you're just following right along, and we can just do our Monday morning lifting together. And now we're going to spritz. And let's go to work on this side of the face. So we can start with our thumbs. These are our thumbs, these are our fingers, these are our pinkies. Thank you for the person who named these our pinkies. I love it. So we're in here, whoops, grab my chain. Wearing a necklace is probably not the best idea when doing this treatment. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming in, getting this side here. See which way we could do it this way. And bringing it over. Really, we're coming from the side of the trachea and working our way up and over. I have a really long neck, and even for me, it's hard to get this whole unit in here. So you guys don't be afraid to turn your unit and use it this direction, or to use your thumbs and use your thumbs to do that lifting motion through here. Coming right underneath this little area here, pulling it up. Working right on up to that jawline. You can see, I talked about not wanting to over-exercise this muscle. I am coming along here, so I'm coming along that muscle, but I'm not doing a hold in that spot. When I come in here to do my hold, I'm just going to come in and hold, and you can see thumbs are not touching that area, and just the fingers are on that jawline back there. Usually what I do here is count to about 15 or 3 sets of 5. If your brain's in that 5 mode, I'm just counting 3 times to 5 when I do my hold. And then I'm going to come up and I'm going to start lifting this part of the face. So we can come up and we can go completely vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we can do that horizontal line. I can fiddle around with it, you guys. Find that way that fits your face the best, and with your hand and everything to get that movement just the way you want it. It's okay if not every ball is touching. You can see my thumbs are not touching at all. So here I'm kind of getting into that nasolabial fold, lifting. Come in with my thumbs now. I can do some lifting through here. Can do my little snarl on this side. Now make sure that my eye area is nice and moist up on my forehead here, and I can come up and I can do my hold using my 2 thumbs and 2 of my fingers. Open my eye nice and wide, do my hold. There I'm counting to 15 or 3 sets of 5. And on my eye, I'm just feeling the barest, minimalist little bit of a pulse, and that is just right, really nice. A little lifting here. Let's do a little hold on the forehead. Now let's get those pinkies, put them to work. So my pinkies are on the eyes. I'm gonna come in and do that same thing I did before. I'm gonna come up here and do a lift and hold. Now this time my red pinky is just that guide. It's not pushing down, it's just resting, and my black pinky is coming up and doing the pinching. So we're not pinching from the bottom, we're only pinching. We're not pinching from the top. We're only pinching from the bottom. Let's get one in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do it again. Lots of good moisture here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then maybe just a little bit of movements through here, getting underneath that little lump of skin there. It's making sure I'm getting right underneath where that saggy part of the eye is. And you want to make sure now, if you're feeling you've done the rest of your face, but you're doing this eye area and it's feeling strong or twitchy, turn that power down, reduce it. We're working a very delicate area, and you don't need to have it turned up too high. That eye looks so good. Now you can see that that eye's just a little droopier, little more looseness. And you know, to be honest, I don't even know if it's looseness. It's just that all my life, this eye has been that shape. So it just is a little bit more noticeable. I'm gonna get under here. I'm loving it. Such a nice difference. Now, let's get the lips. Well, we did the lips before. Let's do the lips one more time because it's so fun. So we can do the snarl. I can come up here and work this muscle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we can come in and do that lip. Bottom lip. So funny because this is my driver's side. The eye on this side is firmer, but around the lips I have more lines on this area. So let's talk a bit about the pursing of the lips because we don't want to be increasing that. So when you're thinking about using the erase mode, that's when you want to be thinking about releasing all of this. So I'm going to take my unit and I'm going to just press erase. It's going to switch me over to erase, and let's just do a little erase around these lip lines. I'm going to increase the time because we went over our time. Once I get started on this, the time flies. Time flies when you're doing your Myolift treatment. So when you think about it, if you're using the mask that goes around the mouth area, You're going to want to use that probably on Rejuve and Erase, because you're wanting to erase these lines around the lips, and you're wanting to rejuve that plumpness and pinkness and redefining that vermilion line. So if you're using the lip mask with your Myolift, use that on Erase and use it on Rejuve. Where when you're around the eye area with the mask, I'm thinking of I use it on Rejuve, and then I use it on Educate. The area that we can do a little work on releasing, make sure my conductivity is good, and it's not, so let's get a little moisture up there. These little guys right there and right there. So we got sneaking in on you guys a little bit of Erase. Erase is not a big move. It doesn't go way out like this. Erase is these little tiny crow's feet. You can see where they're at right in here. And this is not one where you need to hold. So we want to do a nice slow movement, but we don't have to hold at the end. And when you're doing Erase, we're doing more like 5 to 10 movements instead of just 3 movements. So let's do a little on this side as well. Be balanced. I can squinch up and kind of see where it's at. And then for me, that other place that gets tight, let's get right in here a little bit, my 11. Just really releasing all those muscles up here. And Erase is such a quick one. You just quickly go in, hit that spots where you have some issues. If you've got these lines going here, hit on those real quick and be done. The 2 waveforms where you're going to spend the most of your time is going to be on Rejuve and then on Educate. And so that, my dears, is the treatment that's the quick tutorial for doing your lifting motions. So now I have this gel on my skin. This gel is perfectly fine to leave on. It doesn't pill, doesn't cause my sunscreen to pill. I'm just adding a little isocell recovery solution to my hands to massage it in. And now my skin is firm, glowing. It's perfect to get started for a Monday. I'm awake and ready to conquer my week.